Good evening, friends, and welcome back to Roleplaying Unlimited Wednesday night. What used to be out of character is now Play with Viewers. Last week we had a brief introduction as to what this will be. This week we have some characters created and 3 players who have actually snagged all of the open seats before any of you have had a chance to get in here. So we're so sorry for that, but we hope this entices you to want to stick around and watch and perhaps grab a seat of your own for next time. Joining me here on the upper left of the screen here, always part of the RU crew, we have Raven, J-Man, and Evil Dawn. What's going on, friends?
Hey, how's it going?
How's everybody doing tonight?
Good evening, everyone.
And joining us also on the video crew here next to Evil Dawn is his wonderful wife Gail, who has gamed with us on a few occasions in the past. It's been some time. I'm not sure how much 5e you've ever played, but we are definitely looking forward to having you at the tabletop. Welcome.
How much what I've ever played?
5th edition.
0.
0. Well, all right. We got 2 of them here. Braylon as well is somebody who stumbled onto our stream last week, I believe funneled through the Hans Loves D&D program, and he has expressed interest on many occasions of joining our group here for this session and created a character, and we're excited to welcome you. Welcome, Braylon.
Hello, everyone.
And last but certainly not least, we have our longtime Roleplaying Unlimited friend who just subscribed to us for a 3rd month with the Prime sub there. Thank you so much for that, Val. Welcome to the game. A man of few words. I can respect that. Or technical problems. Whatever the case, it's never a smooth experience when we're doing this, so we just kind of roll with it. Now, first and foremost, what I like to do at the start of any good campaign is give each player 2 to 5 minutes, or however much time you need. If you need less time, if you need more time, whatever suits your fancy. Just give us all a rundown of who your character is, how you imagine you're going to be playing them, in-game and out-of-game alike. Most of us have been playing long enough that if you tell us secrets about your character that are out-of-game, I mean, don't tell us, like, the most important things, of course, but if you tell us things out-of-game about your character, we know how to separate the in from the out. So we'll give examples of that as we go through here. And Evil Dawn with the 3-month Prime sub there as well. Thank you so much there, brother. Are you with us?
Of course.
Are you ready to roll? And I would like to start with Raven. And while you're giving us the rundown of your character, I'm going to do some brief technical adjustments on your frame, because I notice you're a bit out of whack there. So yeah, just give us your character information, if you would, please.
So tonight I'll be playing Jack Diamond, the half-elven bard. He plays his favored hurdy-gurdy, but that's not what he really wants to do, is play music. What he really wants to do is paint. Oh, he loves to paint. But that doesn't necessarily bring in the money. So he plays his hurdy-gurdy from time to time. Now, as most of you may know, Jack Diamond is not his real name. It sounds rather made up, and actually it is. It's a pseudonym of sorts, his stage name, or persona, as we'll use it. Now, many of you know he's not from here, but he has a very deep cover story to make it look like he is from here. But he originally hails from Firum, and he traveled through the Nexus, which is very rare to go from Firum to another world. And he did pass through the Green Barrier, which is known as, it's kind of described as glass, but it's amorphous. You pass through it like a membrane. It was very painful. And the doorway that he walked into just happened to be a tavern. Walked in through the back of the kitchen and felt right at home and went straight up to the stage if he belonged there.
Almost as if it was meant to be.
Yeah, the Nexus is very... how should I say? Everyone's curious how it really works, but nobody knows. Everybody has theories, but nobody knows.
Well, alright, thank you for that. And moving on to J-Man in the upper left-hand corner, why don't you give us the information on your character backstory, please?
So, Mr. Milo Tenpenny, he's a strong-heart halfling originally from the Kingdom of Lurin, which is in the Forgotten Realms campaign setting on the southern shores of the continent of Feru. Now, as a child, he was born under a certain star with a certain mark, under a certain omen. The story differs a little bit every time he tells it, because again, he was a child when it happened, so he's not real sure on the specifics. But whatever it was, his birth was seen to be cursed, possibly blessed. Either way, his family was somewhat ostracized from the community because of it. This child will bring us doom, was most of what people said. There were a few people that thought this child will bring us plenty, but they were in the minority. So, when he was around 10, 11 in human reckoning, he took it upon himself to exile himself from the community, for he did not want his family to suffer the brunt of his curse. He would do that for himself. So he left in the middle of the night and started living in the wilds on his own. And indeed, his curse or blessing seemed to manifest somewhat in the fact that he was able to live quite comfortably in the wild, where most of his kind are not so blessed. He is what we be considered a barbarian by most, but he's just at home in the arid grasslands and deserts that surround Lurin, and he helps the folk out there who need helping. He's good at surviving off the land, and he can help those who aren't. And he finds the monstrous denizens, especially those who come from neighboring kingdom of Veldorn, to be prize targets to take down if the need arises, if they threaten the innocent. And he's going to wake up under different stars one day, and he's not going to really understand what's going on.
That could very well be the case. Thank you as well. Evil Dawn, what you got for your guy?
Okay, well, I'm playing Nathrin Le Elsion, who's basically a Triton. But when he was a child, he grew up in an orphanage around humans and didn't even realize that he was a Triton. Although his skin is kind of blue, his hair is kind of green, he was picked on a lot. He's got webbing between his fingers and toes, unlike his other companions in the orphanage. He was picked on a lot for it. As he grew older, as soon as he was able to get out of the orphanage, he decided to go to the Sword Coast, which is just outside of where he grew up in Neverwinter, in Faerun. He ended up joining aboard a pirate ship and excelled in the ways of being a pirate. Little did anyone know, and he keeps this a deep secret from the rest of his pirates companions, who are very, very superstitious, that he is a sorcerer, and not any just regular sorcerer. He is a storm sorcerer. Like, he has lightning coursing through his veins, as you will see with the choice and selection of most of his spells. Usually because of his superior night vision, he works on board the ship in the evening while most of the rest of the crew is asleep. He's one of the lookouts. And this night, during a storm, he just ends up from the deck of the ship to this land and has no idea how he got here.
All right, very cool. Sounds like we're playing it a bit like the Watcher from the Marvel What If. This extraplanar being is kind of manipulating your positions, which wasn't necessarily how I planned to do it, but this is definitely one way that we can certainly go about introducing your characters into the world of Enemir. Now, for your character, Gale, what information can you tell us?
You have to ask Don. He built her.
Basically, Gale will be playing Galinda, the Kender, and she's harking from Dragonlance. As she was growing up, she had a talent for working with wood, and so she's started whittling little figures and selling them on the streets to earn money. As her carefree way, she would also find and collect money and little tokens on her without even realizing where they came from. And then one day she ran into some humans who were getting ready to go to the Dragon Wars. And she thought this would be fun and adventurous, so she grabbed the weapons that she thought she would need and started heading off after them. And then the humans disappeared, and now she ends up in this one place where we're all here and not knowing what's going on.
Very cool. I'd like to add as well that given... Yo, CJ on the 3-month sub. Thank you so much for that, brother. We really appreciate you, man. Are you with us? Love you, bro. I'd like to just mention that since we have Evil Dawn and Gale there in such close proximity, like right next to each other on the different frames, I want to see you two use your real life magic and technical know-how to like make it look like Gale kind of reaches off of her screen and then like an arm reaches onto Dawn's and like grabs him around the throat. Like if he does something with Gale's character, like if he rolls a natural 1 for you or something, or he gives you the wrong information, like I'd love to see something like that just happen.
On my screen, we're not next to each other. I'm actually next to you.
Oh, I think you're probably looking at the Discord setup here, whereas I'm talking about the Twitch feed. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Gail's not watching on Twitch.
For sure. No worries on that. So yeah, hello there, CJ. Thank you. And we have our two other new players here as well, Valtherus and Braylon. And Val, what can you tell us about your kobold? Terribly mysterious.
Yeah, I hear a hum coming from him.
Yeah, I keep hearing a little click and then a hum, and I feel like I'm about to get like a bunch of feedback right through one of my headphones here. Just, ah! That's a shame. Okay, he's got to restart the Discord. That's fine. Yeah, it's a shame. He was coming in loud and clear during the pre-flight there. So we'll move on to Braylon. How about your character there, buddy? What you got for us?
So,
Oh. Just make sure you hold that push to talk button tight so your talk comes through, please.
I'm going to be playing Lehane, which is a variant human wild magic sorcerer.
Oh.
He's always known for fighting, yet one day he was hired as a bartender. They never really allowed him to use his magic. So one day while he was making and mixing up some wine, he decided to heat it up a little bit with some of his fire. And his boss caught him and threw him out on a battlefield because he knew that's where he belonged.
Oh.
And while in a heated battle of a moment, someone casted him into a portal, and he landed in this world, unknowing of why he is here or what to do.
I dig the detail. That is very, very excellent. Thank you so much. And let's give Valtherus a try there again. Are you back in the Discord, or is he still restarting?
I'm back in the Discord. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, indeed.
It's because I had muted my mic manually and it messed with Discord. Anyways, Nyx is a kobold who made a mistake, lost something because of that mistake, and is now out in the open, having made 2 mistakes in the past and trying to come to terms with them.
Well, alright, so after your characters are thrust into this unknown world, I want to say there's a period of about 45 minutes where you're just going through all the different motions of perplexity and just trying to figure out the lay of the land. Obviously, you've been teleported, but for those of you who are familiar with the stars for navigation, like the constellations don't line up with what you're familiar with. So there's this period of befuddlement before all of you, none of whom were actually dropped into the same area of Enemir together. You are brought together for the first time in this astral realm where there's just a platform of energy that's got like a geographic or a geometric complexity to it, where it's all kind of connected, and you can kind of see the logic of how the math is meeting the magic in this. And each of you are on one of these spheres that kind of make up the outer circle of this platform that you're standing on. And all around you is just black space, stars, constellations, planets out in the distance. And then you see this figure that is made almost of the astral itself. It manifests from that into a being that is more familiar to all of you. albeit still large and majestic and quite obviously some kind of deity, because you're all just struck with this awe and majesty of paralysis of just, oh goodness, what is happening here? And this being that approaches you, that looks different to each of you, I might add, which is why I don't go into the full description of what it looks like, because each of you could describe it to each other, and it looks like what you think it looks like. It looks at you each individually and as a group at the same time, and says simply, "The world you find yourself on is a world called Enemir. It is a distant realm detached from the lands that you call home. It is a world that has, in some areas, come under much assault and trouble in recent years. They are in need of capable heroes, capable adventurers, to right some of these wrongs. I bid you take on this task, if you find yourselves worthy and brave enough to do so. But know that this is a task you take on of your own accord. You may join, you may leave, as you see fit. You may come back, you may leave forever, as you see fit. If ever you need to depart or wish to come back, simply speak into the air itself. Epoch, find me, and I will find you." And before any of you are able to recover from your paralysis to start inquiring of this thing, like, well, what else is our task to be, you're all now together, but out of the astral realm, and down here on this section of the map that we see on our central virtual tabletop. I will zoom in a little bit closer. There's our party icon, the hiking man with the stick, and the community of Red Sands. Yes, indeed, it is a small lakeside community here, almost more like a river. It's barely a lake, but given that there's not a lot of fresh water out here, it's one of the most precious resources around. And all of you are just outside of the town itself. It's just coming up on a new day. It's about 4 a.m. You can just kind of start seeing the sun creeping over the horizon in the distance. It's cold. It's a tad windy and breezy out here. And each of you look at each other now, recognizing the others from your experience that you've just had. And you see this settlement before you. It looks like a tiny settlement too, like no more than 100, 200 people tops.
I do not believe that I am the only one that's a little confused here. I was on board my ship when that being brought us here. I am Nathrin. Who are all of you?
I am Nyx. I was out for a night of meditation and trying to figure out a plan, and I got sucked here.
Well, my name's Jack. I'm obviously here with the rest of you, and it seems like we all decided to stay.
Looks like we don't have much to do before that sun gets up.
Well, it is a little bit disturbing to see the sky with no rings and only... I'm used to seeing rings and 3 moons. It's just not there.
Yeah, this certainly isn't the area I was in before. It's about the same temperature, though.
I find the lack of water disturbing.
What are you, a sea elf?
No, I'm a pirate. I'm one of the scourge of the 7 seas. The Sword Coast trembles at the sight of our ship.
And Amir only has 2 Cs. Aw.
Looks like your coast shrank a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Just a wee bit. But
Hey, check it out. Here it is right here. There's Waterdeep.
Or is that deep water?
Yeah.
Hey, you. You're a kobold, right?
I
What do you all think? You think we can trust a kobold?
I mean, I believe so. There's no reason not to. I've seen way worse.
I've seen worse, but I've seen better too.
Well, they usually like to fight with the goblins where I'm from.
From what I understand, most kobolds fight with just about anything. It's been a long time since I've been around my own kin.
All right, but I'm watching you.
Maybe the rest of you should also speak your names.
Well, my name is Lehane. It's been a long time since I've seen people that, weren't dead around me.
What do you mean, weren't dead? Do you hail from a land that's rife with necromancy?
No, not really. I was just in a battlefield fighting this man, and then suddenly I came upon here.
Well, there are worse ways to exit a battle.
True story. True story.
Hey, you. You're a strange-looking halfling. Where are you from?
I am tragically HP, the power that controls the world around you, while we're going through our introductions.
So, what do you suggest we do about this situation?
Well, one of my first things is I like to find the local tavern. That's usually where we can get the most information. What do you think, little lizard?
I am down for getting inside before that sun rises. It's always hurt my eyes. As I say this, Nix would pull their backpack up and try and cover their head as best as they could.
Any of you happen to be from here, or no? Are we all from other places?
Oh, I hail from Lithia, the Compass City. It's a compass for more than just the cardinal directions. It's a compass for other worlds and other dimensions, and it seems that I walked into one of those other dimensions.
Another dimension, another dimension, another dimension, another dimension.
Lost you, Dan.
Aw, I was doing my best
be right back.
intergalactic too. Another dimension.
I mean, I've kind of forgot what my place was called, but yeah, I think we're from all different places. It's very weird how we come here.
Well, I wouldn't say we're from different places. I've heard of the Sword Coast. It's far to the north of where I live, though. So me and the sea elf there, pirate, as he calls himself, seem to be from the same place. Just different latitudes, I guess.
Well, at least then you might find some common componentry and some common cultural elements.
I doubt it. I don't like pirates much.
Do you know Elminster? Well, I know Elminster.
Pirates often do make some of the best songs. Well, at least the subject matter for songs. Sometimes they end in tragedy. Well, no, they often end in tragedy, depending on which side of the story you're on.
I mean, we all know that evil never prevails, so if you're on the good side, you might as well have already won the battle.
Oh, I wouldn't say that's true.
So, as an out-of-game question, as I'm looking over your characters, are any of you wearing any kind of armor?
No.
I mean, I used to wear some leather armor, but I have no clue where it went.
My
My
hoodie
character
is
is-
laced with Kevlar.
Oh, jeez. My character is wearing some scale mail armor and he has a shield. So he kind of looks over all of you and goes, "None of you are like warriors, are you?"
The last time I fought, I was working in a monastery, so it didn't end so well.
While Jack looks like he's wearing a large duster, it pretty much functions as leather armor for him. It's just a large, heavy leather duster, almost cowboy-esque in its look. You do see pistol on his right leg, though.
I wouldn't even
And
recognize
just
it.
above that is a rapier.
I recognize a rapier. I would not recognize a firearm.
And in an unusual method, his loot has this strap on it to where it's the loot on one side, and if he throws the loop to his back, light crossbow is forward, and if he brings the loot forward, the light crossbow is on his back.
Okay.
I like
And young lady, what is your name? That's you, Gail.
I'll just do a little dance here for everybody. A little entertainment
Okay.
while we waiting.
Well, it seems
oh,
that our friend here is
oh,
a little shy to
oh.
chat with us. As you look at my character, you'll notice that he is pale blue skin. His hair is greenish. He's wearing a floppy hat, your typical pirate accoutrement, including a flintlock pistol in a holster across his chest, and a rapier to his side. Apparently, rapiers are in fashion in this game.
Yeah. Two of you rocking the big iron on your hip.
Oh, never mind. I don't have a rapier on this character, but you do see a couple of daggers on his belt. And outside of that, he doesn't have any other weapons.
What I hear is your character is a good target for pickpockets because you don't even know what you have on your sheet.
I do, but it was just a matter of I thought I had a rapier, but then I ended up changing it to not having the rapier.
Ah, that's why it says not rapier in the attack block now.
Exactly. It heals people when I use my not rapier instead of doing damage.
All right. So, since it doesn't look like you're really the fighting types like I am, what can you do in case we do get into some situation where we need to know?
What do you mean not being able to fight? I have a pistol.
I have no idea what that is.
Shall we walk along as we discuss our abilities and what we're doing here?
In that note, those of you who cannot fly, which I think is all of you, unless Valtheris is playing the ultra-rare winged kobold, in which case let me know. But the sand here is very soft. It's almost like walking on like a pristine beach. But at the downside of it is it just takes forever to get anywhere because it's like your feet sink all the way to your ankles with every step that you take. Except for, I think it would probably be fair to say the Kender and the Kobold are light-footed and slight enough of weight that they probably could still nimbly move across the sand.
I guess I better describe the kobold because I forgot to do that.
Oh, is he a portly fellow?
No, he's a lean little kobold of white scale with blue horns. Looks like he's part descendant from a frost dragon tribe.
Huh?
He weighs maybe 40 pounds, and he's wearing just a basic vestment of a monk style vest, some pants, some leather wraps around his hands, and some leather boots fitted to his claws so that way he can still use them in a fight.
Yeah, and Gale's Kender is like 35 pounds soaking wet.
Oh yeah. I think if your character weighs 100 pounds, you're in difficult difficult terrain going through the sand. Otherwise, you can move across it just as easily as you can any other terrain. And we're close enough to Red Sands itself. It is a community that does not have any walls, no exterior gates, no guard towers, no guard at all at this hour, as best you guys can tell. So it's literally a ghost town when you guys come in. You can tell that some people in their houses are starting to wake up. There's some candle lights in some of the windows. Some smoke starting to come out of some of the chimneys, the smell of the morning breakfast being cooked. But otherwise, you guys are kind of looking around. You're like, I don't think anything's open. Except maybe that, hey, there's the tavern. That place has got to be open.
Yeah, I'm pretty much used to walking on beaches, so it's I understand it's pretty trudging, but I don't show any trudge with that.
Right. You like doing it just like Rocky in Rocky 3 because it builds up your stamina and your cardio, like freaking running laps on the damn sand.
Nyx would slowly walk forward, trying to keep the sun out of their eyes the best they can with their backpack, and head for the tavern, I guess, with everyone else.
Very cool. And the wooden sign swinging in front of the door of the tavern bears the visage of a goofy-looking human, kind of making like a jester's face almost. It's kind of like. And the name on the top and the bottom of the sign just says the Screeching Diamond, which in this case was my kind of homage to Dustin Diamond, Saved by the Bell, thrown into a D&D form here in a tavern. So, rest in peace, there, brother. You are immortalized.
Well, two things of note. One, it seems we all share the same language, both written and spoken. And two, it's almost like this tavern was meant for me. Shall we go in?
Of course, but I'm just wondering if all the money is the same too.
Well, gold is gold, right?
Well, it seems like we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there. For now, most of our money we used was gold-based, but some societies used a steel-based coin.
Well, let's see what they accept.
The common room is completely vacant, save for the barkeep himself, who is pretty much half asleep at this hour. He's just kind of leaning on the bar top itself. One eye kind of peeks open as the door opens, letting in some of the cold morning breeze. And he starts to stand up and stretch out, and he is a portly human who would best be portrayed by... Oh man, I'm gonna kick myself for this. I should know this. It's a freaking Star Wars character after all, but it is an obscure enough one. It's the who. If one of you guys can answer this right now within like 5 seconds, you get an immediate level. That's the complexity of this. The Rancor Keeper.
Usla.
I'm sorry?
Usla.
How do you spell it?
Usula.
Usula?
I believe so. It's been a long time since I've had to spell it.
Well, that is not the correct spelling, but let me just double check to see if it's even Close. Malakili.
Maliki.
Yeah, Malakili.
Oh, maybe
Yeah.
that was from one of the other Star Wars games.
Gotcha. All right. So, nice little deviance there. We had a potential winner there for that bonus level to level 2, though. That would have been pretty cool. Call me on my bluff. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta look it up. All right. So, he is best represented by that character. Like, he's just big, greasy, sweaty, and he smells like he hasn't had a shower in like a week. Just the kind of guy you want serving you food and drinks. Hey, good. You know what time it is?
Not exactly, but it's still dark out, and we've traveled for quite a bit. We're a little hungry.
Hey, yeah, we can fill your bellies. Yeah, it's be a few silver coins apiece. Yeah, you see.
Nix would scurry up to the barkeep and hand him one of their gold, saying, I hope this can cover for the whole group.
Oh, that's a generous offer. How many's in your group?
Yeah, 'cause I'm starving. I haven't ate for 3 days ever since I got out to the war.
War? What war?
Wait, there wasn't a war yet?
I don't know. There's a war every other week around here. I just don't know. Which one you talking about?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the terrain around here. Where is the closest ocean?
Ocean. Yeah, you gotta go east. A few days. Man, this voice freaking hurts.
Is there a dedicated stage here, or is this not that type of tavern?
Oh, the musical type. Yeah, we can make that happen for you. We just take these tables over here, and he starts gesturing towards a corner of the tavern, and you can see what he's talking about. How some of the tables are designed to be pushed together. They're square instead of round like the rest of them, and you push two of them together, and you got yourself a makeshift stage over in that corner of the tavern. But probably be a while before you got any people in here to put some coins in, you know.
It doesn't matter. I just like to play.
Oh, good.
I think I'll do something nice and mellow for breakfast. What do you think?
Sounds good.
I'm not used to being serenaded during mealtime.
It's okay. It helps you digest the food as you relax. And with that, he'll move over and kind of just push just one of the tables off to the side. He'll use one of the chairs set up backwards next to the table like stairs so he can stand up on it.
Yep.
And he'll put the other chair up on the table. And he'll sit down and start playing something soft and melodic on the hurdy-gurdy.
All throughout this, it seems like the barkeep was in process of basically telling the kobold that more coin would be needed than just the gold, but once the music starts playing, his objections seem to be quelled. So much to the point that he seems to have forgotten about even the coin that is being offered to him to pay for anything.
And the volume of the music is going to be low enough so it's more background music than anything.
Okay.
I don't know how good you did.
I'll give you all a few moments here to unwind in the tavern and discuss a bit more in character. I'm going to fill up this coffee cup and come back.
Nix would leave the coin on the bar in case the barkeep did want it, and move over to try and find the darkest spot in the tavern for when the light comes in, offering a low voice, does anyone want to play some Dragon Chess while we wait on the food?
I mean, I see why not. Never heard of it, but I mean, it sure can be fun.
Very well. What's your name again? Musician. What was your name?
Oh, I go by the name Jack Diamond. At your service. Good halfling.
Nice to meet you, Jack. I'm Milo.
Milo the Bold.
Milo Tenpenny, actually.
Milo Tenpenny the Bold. I'll have to write a little ditty about that.
Okay then. What about the rest of you? Let's get some names here, so if we yell for each other in a fight, we know who to yell for.
Well, again, my name is Nethrin.
My name is Lehane.
So do you go by Lay or Lehane or Hane? Or does it matter?
I mean, it doesn't really matter.
I would be
Duly
known as
noted.
Nyx.
Alright. Again, I'm Milo. It looks like I might be one of the only real warriors in here, so if there's trouble, you might want to get behind me.
I learned to fight well enough on board ship. Thank you, good sir.
I miss anything?
Just introducing each other. What do you think we're all here for then? That thing, that entity, whatever it was, said that this place needed our help, but so far there's just this bar. They don't really seem to need help.
I mean, I guess we're supposed to be here for maybe some kind of event of some kind that might try and destroy this place. Who knows?
I'm used to immediate concerns like a monster attack or somebody dying of thirst, and I can immediately deal with that. So waiting for something to happen is not my style.
Yeah, I kind of agree that, whoever or whatever brought us would give us the opportunity to scope out the area before any large issues should happen.
Wherever, it's not like I have any really power to go anywhere else but here. I guess he said I could leave. No, whatever.
I mean, I'm familiar with bartender, so maybe I could ask him for a job here for a little bit.
I look around the room. Pretty sure we're the only customers right now. We might not be hired.
And I don't believe that an incredibly powerful cosmic being would pluck us from different corners of the worlds to have you be a bartender.
You never know where you'll find some information. Just for your information, by the way, Braylon and Valtherus, and Gale for that matter, if you're posting...
I guess we could ask that bartender when he brings our stuff if there's anything big going on that we should know about.
Is my audio dying out again?
Pipes up.
Oh, we can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Well, I was starting to say for Gale, Valtherus, and Braylon, if you guys are posting emotes in the chat log and you want to use the colored backdrop that Jason is using there. Man, this is a shame. This is a brand new keyboard. What the heck? Hello? Can you hear me?
Can hear you now.
Hey. All right. It is !CEM to post dialogue in those colored backdrops. And the color of the box will be whatever color you've selected for your avatar. Just in case you want to add some extra flavor, you can always do it the classic /E space type whatever, but this gives it a cool little look as well. Plus, it includes your character illustration.
The barkeep did say that there was wars going on, so maybe we were supposed to help with those.
Hey, CJ, thank you so much for being here tonight, man. Always a pleasure to see you. Thank you, Double, for that sub, man. We appreciate you, and we will catch you next time, brother. Hope to get you in for one of these play with viewers, man, at some point. Have a great night, you and Colleen alike. Thank you, man. We appreciate that. Having a lot of fun. I hope everybody's having fun anyway. I'm definitely enjoying it. How about you guys?
I'm enjoying
Oh, absolutely.
All right. And from up above on the second floor of this establishment, there is a loud thud, followed by footsteps that exit a room. You can hear the door open, the door close. It's the only person moving around up there, which is why it's so clear. And if Jack Diamond was not playing such a soft song, you guys might not even hear it as clearly as you do. But it is the fact that you hear it, and you can kind of follow it upstairs to where it gets to the top of the stairs, and then you can see this person coming down the stairs. You can see their boots, and their ankles, and their knees, and so on and so forth. And the person just keeps coming down the stairs, like to the point where you're like, does this person ever end? Are they taller than the freaking inn itself? And by the time this person gets down to the bottom floor, he has to kind of crouch just to fit inside the room. And you see the last couple stairs, he was kind of crouching just to make it down the passageway there. And you make out the form of a very large Goliath. And the Goliath is looking right at Jack Diamond and just has a big smile on his face as he meanders across the common room and takes 2 seats and puts one on top of the other and then sits down on the top chair. And that seems to be sufficient to support his weight.
Well, I'm 5'2", so I'm kind of looking upwards at this thing.
I'm used to looking up at people.
Yeah, this dude's pushing like 12 foot tall.
This dude...
Damn! He's pushing 12 feet tall.
Nyx is going to try and make themselves as small as possible and try and hide in the little bit of darkness there is.
Jack just gives him a nod as he sees him meet his eyes, although Jack still has to look up even though he's on the stage, on a chair on the stage. And he stops playing the hurdy-gurdy and pulls out his flute and starts playing softer music on the flute. This time it's a little more... The notes go on for longer periods of time, almost hypnotic.
The Goliath looks at Jack with some appreciation, and he tosses a gold coin at the base of the stage. And he looks at you playing the flute, and he just kind of mumbles, "Yeah, you're pretty good, you know."
Well, thank you, kind sir.
Are you the only guest of this inn?
I think I'm the only one that's awake. Aside from all of you, where'd you come from? You wasn't here last night.
We just arrived.
Yeah, various places.
Oh, all right. Well, my name is Rock. Maybe you heard of me.
Rock, as in the same rocks that are on the ground?
Well, that's how it's spelled, yeah, but I mean, part of like the, you know, like Rock, man, the guy that like did all that great stuff.
Like Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
No, but he is a good friend of mine. I do like that guy.
I'm sorry, I've never heard of you.
Well, ain't that just about a bummer? Well, if you ain't heard of me yet, you're definitely gonna be hearing about me now. I am Rock, and it's been a while since we've seen people come in here with weapons and brimming with magic and stuff like that.
We're not from here. We've all been brought here.
Okay. I mean, I don't if you want to give me your life story, I definitely make time for it. I ain't even had breakfast yet. I buy you breakfast if you wanna talk some more.
We're still trying to figure out where here is and why we are here.
Oh man, you're just making this too easy for me. Well, all right then. Well, this place is called Red Sands, and it's one of the few communities that survived the purge from a few years back. Okay, most of the northern countryside just got completely annihilated in the war, if you even want to call it a war. It was mostly like just a freaking catastrophe, a calamity, some big word that starts with a C. Now, here in the Southlands, we got a lot of mines, a lot of precious resources, and a lot of wars been fought over this stuff for many years. And most of those mines, they got crumbled during that purge, and it's only recently that some of them are starting to be opened back up. And that's of course bringing about its fair share of problems here and there. Point being is that I could really use some eyes and ears a bit closer to those mines if you're amenable to taking a bit of a journey.
I believe that we've all taken quite a bit of a journey, so that this would not be out of the question to accept your employment.
You just need us to look at something?
Well, I mean, not necessarily just look. I mean, there's something inside of one of these mines. North of this river here, there's a ruins called Slovenic, and somewhere in the subterranean ruins, there's a block, a stone block. It's like a piece of a puzzle. And I need that block returned into my possession. It's a very important artifact to Rock. And if you would, excuse me, if you would be willing to go about collecting this and finding it for me, I can definitely make it worth your while. I mean, I'm willing to pay some of it up front. You seem like capable, straight honest people.
I'd say why not? Ain't got nothing better to do.
Maybe this is the reason we were brought here. I don't know. The only other thing we got at the moment.
Yeah, we won't know until we try.
Well, Rock, who's after the block, can you give us a better description of said block?
It's about this big, as big as this Game Master screen for the Descent into Avernus campaign that you guys are playing on Tuesday nights.
My, that's an excellent plug. I don't know how we could have gone on without one.
And see, it's gonna have some kind of weird writing on one side of it. And I gotta be straight with you. I mean, this is like job 1 of like job 4. Because this block, it's only one block of 4. When you get all 4 of them, you put them together and it reads a special message, okay? Now this message, well, I don't know what it says, because if I did, I wouldn't need the frickin' blocks to begin with. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. First, you gotta cross the bridge to Slovenic and bring back the first block for me, okay? And that sound like something you can do?
Doesn't seem like a difficult task.
I have a question. The little voice from the corner pops up saying, would you happen to know what would happen when we combine all these rocks? Because if they sound magical, which they do to me, do we know if it's going to be a good thing, a bad thing, or a neutral thing?
You know, that's not really my area of expertise. I do have a fair collection of magical items that I've accumulated over many, many years of just, like, kicking ass across the multiverse. But, as far as, like, how magic works and what makes it tick, like, that's more of, like, Lausian's thing, or, like, Marathil. Like, I don't really know anything about that stuff.
Oh, alright. I mean, it's always nice to help someone and get paid for doing so I'm down for it.
Hey, that's good news. So, what I'm willing to offer each of you is, how about 100 gold coins each?
At the note of that, Jack kind of plays a very discordant note on the hurdy-gurdy, as if, like, total discord and exclamation.
Once
All
that
right.
note is...
That's a lot more than I have on me right now, so.
I think the musician over there summed that up.
When Jack hits that note, Nyx would move to cover their ears, but a nodded agreement. That sounds very profitable to me.
Oh, well, then you're just gonna love me even more here then, because, you know, that's just half of what I'm offering here. I don't mean that I'm gonna give you 200 gold. What I mean is, I got magic items too. So you can either take your choice of the magic items that I have on hand right now, or you can take 100 gold. In either case, when you finish the job and you come back, you get the thing that you didn't take right now. So you take the money now, you got a magic item waiting for you when you get back. You take the item now, you got some coins waiting for you when you get back.
I have to wonder what you think we're going to be facing to get this rock, this stone thing, because that's very expensive for a job like this.
I'm thinking if you're going underground into some ruins, I haven't been there myself, but I've experienced enough ruins to know, you know, you could encounter some ferocious, like, mushrooms, some kind of possible golems, maybe even some undead.
Sure,
With that,
I'd
Jack
agree.
begins to play more soothing music again, like he was earlier. So, if you've never been there, how do you know that it's actually there?
Oh, you know, it's one of those friend of a friend kind of situations. Somebody said they saw it there, or they heard somebody who saw it there. It's worth enough to me to have somebody go check it out. It's not worth it to me for me to go check it out myself. I got stuff going on here, you know.
You said they were underground. Do you know who dug the original tunnels for the mine?
Oh man, yeah, I didn't pay too much attention in Miss Griebling's history class.
The
What are
reason
these
why...
items that you are offering?
I've got a small collection here, and he breaks out a bag of holding and empties out what he has inside of there, which includes a amorphous collection of +1 weapons. Amorphous because if you want a +1 weapon, it will essentially be what you're looking for. He also has a single fully charged wand of magic missiles, a rod of the Pact Keeper +1, a rod of the War Mage +1, and he also has 4 potions of healing. And he will count the 4 potions of healing as 1 magical item.
If I'm allowed to pick, I would like to go with the potions. and I'll pick up the gold upon the return if everyone's accepting of this quest.
Well, Milo looks over the weapons, goes, well, if there might be undead or something like that, picks up the flail and matches it to his own non-magical flail. This will probably come in handy.
I'll take the wand of the magic missiles.
Very cool.
Okay, so I know the Rod of the Pack Keeper is for warlocks, so that won't help us out. What was the other one?
The Rod of the War Mage. I don't know if that's wizards only or if that covers wizards and sorcerers. And then for any of our players who may not be familiar, the info tab above your chat log there contains pretty much every magic item in 5th edition. So if you type it in and find it, it's a simple matter of dragging it from the chat log and dropping it onto your character sheet. Just make sure you wait until your character sheet has like something that pops up that says accepting drop from compendium. So that way you don't have to type in your equipment. It's just find the equipment, drag it, put it on your sheet, done.
Okay, this says it's just any spellcaster.
Fantastic.
So I'll be taking the wand of the Rod of the War Mage.
Sounds good.
Oh, I gotta restart my roll 20.
Retro.
Nyx would move to pocket the potions of healing and adding, well, if it's underground, I'm all for moving there before the sun gets too bright.
And Jason, what are you thinking?
Jack looks over the various weapons laying on the table, eyeing more than one rapier. He looks at the two and choosing something a little more ostentatious of the two.
The ostentatious as opposed to the Austin Powers. Gotcha. All right. And then, Gale, any items that you have your eyes on there?
What's there?
Well, we have... The rod will not do your character any good since you're not a warlock, so I guess it's pretty much your choice of a +1 weapon. Or you could take the 100 coins now and have yourself a magic item when you come back from the adventure. He might have different items at that point.
Well, what was that info tab you were talking about?
On your Roll20 page, you see the chat log off to the right.
Yeah.
Above all of that, you should have some tabs. One of them is a lowercase I. That's your info tab. If you click that, you should have a search bar pop up, and then you can type in pretty much anything to do with D&D 5th edition, whether it's a spell or a magic item or whatever, and you can find the rules for it right there. In the case of magic items, if you have an item that you want to drag onto your character sheet, you can just search it up in that spot and then do just that. You just hold it down and drag it onto your open character sheet on the map part of the Roll20, and it'll just populate it onto your sheet. Yeah, good times, Valtherus, absolutely.
All right, I will be right back in just a moment. I'm going to go help her out.
Yeah, for sure. No rush, no pressure, no nothing. We're good. Assuming we have no equipment procurement that we're going to try to do here once the town gets open, do we want to proceed, or any ideas from the characters?
Nyx is all for getting underground as fast as possible and getting away from that sun.
Well, I would ask, I guess, Rock, what can you tell us about Slovenic and its ruins in the underground area?
Well, it used to be a mining hub. Like, there was no actual work done there, but a lot of the raw material was carted from the mines to that location, where it was then processed and sent out to the different areas of southern Dannemar. That's about the extent of what I know about it. Nowadays, it's just in complete ruins, and most people don't even go near there. They will bypass the road or go all the way up north to Marigold, and then cut back west to get to the mines. Slovenic is still kind of wild, if you know what I mean.
So there's a road then, so it's easy to find.
Oh yeah, you go across the bridge, you'll see a dirt path off to your left side heading west towards the mountains. Once you see the road, you should be able to see the ruins about 10 miles distant out there, down into the valley.
That's easy enough then.
Yeah, finding it's not going to be a problem. It's pretty much getting through there with your skins intact that might be an issue.
And this tablet thing, are we going to be certain when we see it?
I would think so. It should be smooth, as if it was just newly carved. It's got some kind of power on it that prevents it from aging.
That should stand out then.
That, in addition to whatever this writing is on the front. Maybe you can read it and speak it. The lingo that the person showed me, I don't understand. I couldn't make heads or tails of it.
There is one thing that Nyx would like to procure before leaving town, and that would be a hooded cloak.
All right. That is easily purchased for the low cost of either 8 copper or 2 silver, or anywhere in between, depending on what kind of quality you're looking for.
Something that would be densely woven to help keep some of the sunlight out of their eyes.
Oh yeah, I'd go as far up as the 2 silver if you can swing it.
That's what they'll pay then.
Cool. Okay, I'll give you guys just a few more moments to add those items on and just reconsider any items that you may be missing here before we head out into the wild. And I'll be back on camera here in just a second. Alright, back in business.
Alright, I am back.
Awesome.
Welcome back.
I had to fix my stats. For some reason, it wasn't adding my pluses and minuses in there.
Ruh-roh.
I got it squared away.
That's right. I all of a sudden had duplicate stuff on my character sheet.
Oh man, I hate when that happens.
So I took the short bow. He had a short bow, right?
Yeah, you can get a +1 short bow. That'll work.
I took the wand of magic missiles, but I forgot I had magic missiles as a spell.
Even still, the wand is pretty invaluable because you can run out of spell slots, but that wand, it can be a pretty good backup weapon.
Not to mention, it'll allow you to use that spell slot for a different spell other than Magic Missile.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well, actually, as a sorcerer, he'd have to wait until he goes up levels. But the other thing, too, in 5e, the Wands of Magic Missiles have a certain number of charges, and it recharges every night, as long as you don't use the last charge in the wand.
All right.
Alright. I'm doing some technical stuff here on the side since we are approaching our first battle grid, so I'm going to need to find some tokens for your characters. So yeah, feel free to kill some time or do whatever here for the next few minutes while I grab another 5 of them.
And then I'll be right back. I'm going to grab some coffee.
Nice!
So,
how
Mr.
do I
Lotion.
find a token.
So what he'll do is he's getting a token that'll represent your character on the battle grid, and he'll show you which one it is, and you will have physical access to that by clicking on it on the battle grid, and you'll be able to move it through your legal moves based on your character sheet on the battlefield. So you can determine where you want to be, what enemies you want to be next to, what you want to do. It'll help you. And there's more to it than that, and we'll all help you work through the physical combats or uses on it. I still have problems using it too, so don't worry about it if you don't understand.
All right. I just watch a bunch of D&D campaigns on my own time.
No worries. We're all here to help and have fun.
What's the point of playing a game if you don't have fun playing it?
Wise words.
Yeah, buddy.
Yep.
So, Mr. Lotion, did I say that correctly? I'm not really sure. Will you be needing something for your skin? You seem to be rather aquatic in nature, and we seem to be in a desert. I'm not used to that either, and I may be covering up as well. Will you be okay?
Sorry, not appearing in this go.
Oh, and of course she's not there.
He's helping Gale with something.
No worries. That's why we're doing this type of game.
I have a dual personality trait, so
Interesting. We'll have to see how that happens.
I just kind of imagine this little kobold going up to a shopkeeper and them giving the kobold a kid's cloak, because it's probably the only thing that will fit him.
Actually, that's probably not correct, because this area that we're in is very near some halfling territory. So there's probably a lot of halfling-sized stuff here.
yeah. I'm just excited to find.
Let me cut out there, brother. We just heard fire.
Yeah, I'm just excited to finally get back into battle.
Of course, Don's got to be playing the Storm Sorcerer, which is the one that's snagging me up here. I'm like, what do I have that can be a Storm Sorcerer? My push to talk is coming in a lot better now, yeah?
Yes.
I figured out what the problem was, the stack of 6 D&D books between my wireless keyboard and the source. I was like, what the hell could it be? This is a brand new keyboard. I got it 2 weeks. Oh, it's this stack of books. Okay.
HP,
I have
chucked you.
accumulated McDonald's.
I chucked you a DM whenever you get a chance.
Oh, through the Discord?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have 4 tokens chosen, 2 more to go, and then I just have to assign your stats to them, and then we'll be good to go. Hey, wouldn't you know it, I have an unarmed kobold.
Hey, that works.
Oh yeah, before
What?
next session, feel free to throw that my way.
All right, I'm back online.
Hello, hello.
Why do I
welcome
keep
back.
getting spells showing up on my spell sheet, on my character sheet?
I'm uncertain. I don't know why spells would be on there. You're playing not a spellcaster, right?
That is correct, but I've had Bless show up twice in 2 different places, and Guidance show up in another spot.
Are they racial feet?
No, I had that same thing when I first made my character. There was like a spot like under skills where it had like guidance as like a thing you could click to have that bonus. And I had bless under my attacks. I don't know why.
Ah, okay. It might be a preference that I have set for every character sheet, or it might just be a general character sheet glitch, which in those cases Roll20 tends to kind of filter through those things on a weekly basis.
Well, Don helped me trash them.
Fantastic. Okay, I have a halfling barbarian, a kender female, a wild mage with a wand. I have a storm sorcerer character. I have the world's tiniest little kobold that is about 1/3 the size of the kender, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And I just have to find the gambler.
Look under the cowboy ones if you have any.
Oh, sure. Let me see what I got. Yeah, I don't have anything for a gambler other than... Oh, I have Lando! That's funny.
I'm a little paler.
It's literally Lando, because you know I got the Star Wars things for the Star Wars What If. Okay, let's see what we have. Dead Man's Hand. Oh, and the only thing they're giving me are covered wagons. And cowgirls!
Of
Yeehaw.
course.
I'm sure I have bards, so let's see. Yeah, plenty of options. Halfling, bard, a peddler. There it is. He's got a loot. It's cliche, but it'll work, at least for tonight.
That's okay. Loots are close enough to the hurdy-gurdy anyways.
Pretty much, yeah. Alright, and just for entertainment here, and in the continued vein of teaching how to run a online D&D stream, I will bring all of you over to the new map. Oh shoot, I guess I forgot something, but whatever, that'll work. Here are your character tokens. Top to bottom, left to right, top to bottom, it's Justin, Gale, Braylon, Dawn, Valthers, and Jason.
I do not have access to my token yet.
Correct, yeah, none of you can click on your token. There's a better look at Justin.
That's awesome, actually.
It's one of my original tokens, and that is Gale's.
Very cool.
And there's Braylon's. I pretty much chose it for the wand and for the variant human aspect. I thought that looks kind of cool. And Dawn, there's
These
you.
are all awesome.
Yeah, they're all from different sets too. It's 6 years of collecting these things. It's a lot of fun.
That's pretty neat.
And there is Val, barely bigger in zoom in than he is in the real life version. And Jason.
And that's close enough for me.
Yeah, that will work. Okay, so let's get the characters. Alphabetical order. Devin is not here tonight, so we'll keep his character there. Galinda is first. So if you're watching on the live stream, or if you're just listening along, however works for you, this is our brief educational portion here. I am double-clicking on Gale's character, or her token here, and it's going to show all of this here on the live stream. And right now it's just a generic token, has no representation. So I do represents, and then it's going to open up everything that I have as far as character sheets. So there's Galinda. I select her. And now I have my 3 different bars, green, blue, and red. For characters, I like to use the green bar for hit points. For monsters, I like to use the red bar for hit points. It makes it a lot easier when you have a lot of tokens on the board for people to easily differentiate friend from foe. Sometimes I use the blue bar for hit points, which tends to represent more neutral entities on the battlefield. More often than not, though, the blue is not represented with a bar, it's just a single number, and that is your armor class. So here, Gale's character, I scroll down, here's all the macros built in to her character sheet. You can see there's a lot of them. I scroll down, there's HP. Everything in alphabetical order. There it is, she has 9 out of 9 HP. Make sure to highlight this 3 dots on the right side so that all players can see. And the text overlay, you want visible to everyone. So that way everybody can see the numbers inside of there, not just the bar itself. It's not letting me select it at all. It just keeps disappearing as soon as I get to it. There we go. Okay, so I got Gale's. And now bar number 2, this is an easy one, that's AC. And then bar number 3, we sometimes use that for your passive perception roll. A lot of times we just leave it blank. And then personal preference of mine, I like to scroll down here to the token bar options, the location. I like it to be bottom overlapping. So it's not completely under your token, it's on your token and kind of cuts off your feet rather than cutting off your character's head. And now with that being the case, Gale, you should be able to select that token, move it around the board, subtract hit points off of it, add hit points to it, and that is how your character is going to make her way around the board. And then I just do the same thing here with Justin. He is Milo. A lot quicker this time. We go hit points. C. Visible to everyone. Bar number 2. Armor class. I'm doing this on the wrong screen though, so nobody can see it except for me, unfortunately. Whoops. Okay, and then there's Justin's. So Justin, you should be able to select your token. And then we do the same thing here with Lehane. We get your HP. Scroll down. Everything alphabetical, AC being the first one. Make sure everybody can see it. Scheiße! Nein! Oh, it just doesn't want to let me select this sometimes. Okay, there we go. So, Braylon, your token should be set. Okay, and keep it going. Nathrin, go down to our HP, AC. Wrong. Editors, everyone. Okay, 4 for 6. There's Nyx. Get you your HP. Everybody can see. I cannot select properly. Come on. Okay. There.
I have a question because it affects what my character's my character can do. Is it daylight out and are we outside?
Yes to both. However, you did just purchase that cloak, which is going to effectively nullify your daylight penalties.
I have a question.
What's
So, do I necessarily need to be watching the stream?
Not necessarily. It's helpful in that it gives us extra viewers, but if it's too much of a strain on your system, or it's slowing up your gameplay, or it's distracting in any way, you don't have to do it. It's nothing that we require.
Alright, that's what I was trying to wonder.
Oh yeah, no worries on that. We certainly appreciate the support, but we're here to provide you a game experience. Okay, so it looks like we have character sheets and tokens set for everybody. And it's as easy as that. I mean, 10 minutes, you get all 6 of them done. Maybe 10 minutes in addition to try to actually search your library to find them. If you're a Roll20 Pro subscriber, you get access to a lot of different token packs. For me, it's a massive collection of packs that I've purchased and been gifted over 6.5 years of being on Roll20, so my library is pretty extensive. Now, on this map, scrolling up, we can see our enemies here with the red health bars indicating their nefarious status, and one of them looks a little different than the others, so that read into that what you will. We are just getting to the bridge, crossing it to go to the north side of the river. And these guys are not necessarily blocking our passage to the river, but the way that you guys are coming up from Red Sands towards the bridge, there's a bit of off-road travel in that process. And it's during that period where you guys are going through a bit of the marsh leading up to the road itself that these guys don't jump out and ambush you, but they're kind of hanging out. One of them sitting on this trunk right there next to this bit of sludge, and he kind of waves his guys, and you can see him pointing over at you guys as you guys are starting to come out of the trees here to the south that are not on the map itself. And he just gestures for his boys to look alive as you guys get within about 30-40 feet. And weapons are drawn, and nefarious glances are thrown in your direction, so you're pretty sure you can tell their intent.
As they are doing this, I'm going to be mumbling some magic words, and I'm going to activate Mage Armor.
Okay.
Nyx is going to try and look them over the best they can through their cloak and kind of do a little bit of a body shuffle just in case.
Gotcha. Feel free to spread your tokens out about 10 feet in any direction if you want to go forward, left, right, back, whatever, and then once you guys have deployed in such fashion, I will get a group initiative.
Gentlemen, I obviously see that you're intent on encountering us in a not-so-pleasant way. Are you sure you really want to do this?
Oh, we're sure, pretty boy. And we'll be taking those fine duds you're wearing as well.
Then you can come and try to take them. I just kind of crack my neck.
Yes, but there's something that you don't know, my little halfling friend.
There's plenty I don't know. You're not one to surprise me with that information.
Well, here's what you don't know that I know. I can see your hit point bars. And you can't see mine! Unless you're watching the live stream, in which case, yes, you can.
That just means you see I have a lot of hit points compared to these fools.
Who's that guy over there with 7 hit points? We're gonna go after him first. We'll just whittle you guys down from the lowest to the highest.
It's called I Have a Crossbow.
So everybody moved up 10 feet except for Don, huh?
I'm going to be moving. The problem is I had a little hiccup. That's why mage armor is popping up like 3 times on the bar here.
Oh, I figured you were casting some of it on me as well, because you cast it 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Yeah, I mean, that'll cover almost everybody on the battlefield.
So,
I had that problem with Dag as well on his casting.
It just makes me wonder, though, and this is something Dawn will appreciate. I mean, with that many castings, I'm compelled to ask, what's the CR of this guy?
wouldn't you like to know?
CR of Ben.
Oh, goodness, not the Ben CR. Okay, here we go. I'm getting a group initiative roll. This is an API available for, I believe, pro Roll20 subscribers. I think you have to be a pro to get access to the API library. But it's a great time saver here. As you can see, I've drawn a box around all of the applicable tokens, and I'm going to just type the appropriate command. Group inish, and voila! It populates the entire group's initiative. I just have to fix it by descending order, and that places Braylon at the top of the initiative by almost double what everybody else got. Everybody else is fighting for position in the 2 through 10 initiative, while Braylon is sitting up here at 17. So for your first combat here, buddy, you are going to have the first initiative roll. What would you like to do?
I would like to use my light crossbow to shoot at this this guy below this log thing.
You may also want to explain to him the pinging ability.
Hold your left click, yeah. So that way you can always tell us precisely what it is that you're looking at. Another way to do it, it's a bit more long-winded, but you can use the ruler tool on the left bar that comes up, and you can do something like this and just be like, this guy, this is who I'm attacking. Okay, so you have your crossbow drawn, you have your target chosen. Go ahead and take the shot. Open up your character sheet, find the weapon, and click the button. There you go. Alright, and a 13 is going to send a bolt whizzing right by this guy's ear, and he just kind of takes a look of alarm as he realizes that his life almost flashed before his eyes. Near miss.
So what were you saying about defeating us?
It's the taskbar on the left side of your virtual tabletop there, Valtheris. You should see one of them that looks like a comb inside of a circle. Grab that one, and then you'll have the options to snap to center, snap to corner, no snapping, and then, yep, there you go. It's a great way to determine distance as well if I have set the maps up with the appropriate battle grid spacing, so that way you can see, okay, I've got 60 feet here, and between turns you can kind of gauge what you're able to do. Alright, and for you, Braylon, unless you have some movements you would like to do after that missed attack, that would be the end of your turn. I would recommend maybe not being in the front line with only 7 hit points. You do have 6 squares of movement if you wish to take them.
All right, I'm in my turn there.
Okay. And this is not something I expect any of you to retain. I'm just kind of going on a tangent here with the instructional part of it, both for our viewers' edification, but also for some of our players who are not used to the Roll20 platform. I'm going to use Justin's token as the example here. If you grab your token with the left clicker and hold the left clicker down while you're maneuvering the character, and then every point that you get to, use the right clicker and just ping it every 5 feet, every 10 feet, whatever works for you. And then at the end of your movement, release the left clicker. Watch what happens. Did anything happen?
Nope, nothing happened.
There we go. Did that show up correctly for you guys?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, saw that one.
So you guys can see exactly the movement that is being taken. You can always just do something like this, and I can kind of eyeball it and be like, okay, that was 4 squares, that's 20 feet, or you can do that, and it populates for everybody, and we can all see exactly where you went, what squares you stepped into. That becomes important with more advanced gameplay features. Sometimes I'll have like a hidden trap on the map, and depending on what square you step in, you either avoid it or you set off the trap. So knowing exactly where you step can be very important. In any case, Valtherus, your turn is up. What you got?
Nyx is going to squeeze between the bard and the halfling in male, I believe it is, or the 14 hit point person. I'm bad with names. And step between them and go up to the guy sitting on the stump and move to punch him in the back of the knee.
Oh. Not the knee shot.
You're still on the ruler. You want to go back up to the pointer so you can move the character.
Correct. Alright. Ooh, a 19. And that is indeed a strike to the leg. Maybe not exactly the back of the knee, but you got pretty dang close, and this guy is already kind of like starting to protect himself as best he can. Now you do have 2 squares of movement left, I believe, unless you have less than 30 feet of movement.
No, I have 30. Nyx was going to step to the side to get out of the line of fire of anyone else firing now.
Gotcha. Okay. Perfectly legal move. Does not provoke attack of opportunity. Up next,
Yeah.
I have my bandits.
Hey, Dan,
Yup.
what is an attack of opportunity?
Well, the attack of opportunity is if Valtherus was to do something like this. Essentially leaving the bandits' threatened range. He threatens all 9 of these squares around him. So that puts you in a position where this is a legal move. You can walk in a complete circle around him, he can't do anything about it. But if you step outside of his threatened zone without taking the proper precautions, there are moves and certain abilities that allow you to make that move without provoking the attack of opportunity. But if you just casually walk away from somebody's threatened area, then you do provoke the attack of opportunity, which would consume this guy's reaction. And there's the official rules of it there, as Justin is pointing out. You can use the disengage action, and then there's also spells and other effects that'll allow you to bypass the AOO. Okay, so I have bandits. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Moving up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have one over here.
Do all of these bandits appear to be human?
They are all human, yes.
I have a question.
What you got?
With the bandit entering in the melee range, does that mean I get an attack of opportunity?
It's not when they enter, it's only when they leave.
Alright, thank you.
For sure.
I believe I'm going to be hurt now.
It all depends on their attack.
Well, I am going to have the one in melee actually strike out at Braylon, but the one at range is going to shoot at Dawn with the light crossbow. And then meanwhile, the one on the northeast will try to hit Nyx with a scimitar. We'll see how all that goes. Scimitar on Braylon. Oh! And just like that.
Oof.
Puts him exactly at 0 hit points. It is not exactly a state of unconsciousness. It's kind of that stage where you're starting to black out. You're still able to briefly communicate, but it's just kind of like... And you will be passing out shortly if you are not given some quick assistance. Light crossbow on Dawn, which looks like that will just whiz by you.
Correct. The mage armor is raised my armor class to 15.
15, okay. And then a scimitar on Nyx. Oh! Youch! That is a hit, but the kobold is going to have a couple hit points left, I believe.
2 hit points left.
Yeah. That's what you get for punching our boss! And the bandits have had their turn, and what a turn it was. Let's see if Dawn can turn things around here, as the wild mage next to you just is instantly crumpled by this one scimitar swipe.
Okay, I'm going to use Shocking Grasp on this one.
Alright.
Is he wearing metal armor?
Let's see. Leather armor.
Okay, then yeah, the 8 would be a miss.
Darn. Alright, a miss it is. Any movement, or are you gonna stay there and not provoke the... Oh!
Yeah, I'm not provoking the attack of opportunity.
Alright. And... oh, gosh. The leader, or boss of these bandits, just gives a wink to Milo as he anticipates laying the smacketh down on Nyx here with this ability. Alright.
Yeah, I think that's a little rough for like first level characters with like no hit points.
Okay, so there is the dagger attack, which I
Does not
believe-
hit.
Yeah, that is a near miss, so his overconfidence has cost him. He was going to stab you, drop you, and then rush Justin. Instead, you will take a second attack from me. Ooh, that's a terrible miss. And the captain seems a bit less confident now as he levels a third attack. There we go.
And Nyx is down to negative hit points.
Yep, 5e only sends you to 0 hit points, and then any hit point restoration you get is from that point. So you could feasibly, if you even get 1 hit point of healing, you're going to be back up at 1 HP.
I have a question. Is it a reaction or an action to use a potion?
It is an action, but in Enemir and a lot of my tabletops, we tend to use a house rule where it's a bonus action. So it still requires you to do it on your turn, but it doesn't consume your attack to drink the potion.
Thank you for
You
that
know-
knowledge.
Since he did not have that knowledge, and he still had a bonus action available when he got hurt, maybe you could let him have that to try to stay conscious.
I'm down for that, so yeah, if you want to drink the healing potion. I mean, I don't know that it would do anything, though, because even if he got back up to 8 hit points, I just hit him for 8 hit points. At least in this
Yeah, that's
situation,
true.
he gets to keep his potions.
Yeah, because even if I went all the way back up to full health, I'd be instantly back down because I only have 8 hit points.
Right. Good thought there, Don. Unfortunately, it doesn't work in this instance, but stuff like that we tend to be pretty casual with, especially when we're new and learning the rules. If things come up after the fact and you're in an untenable situation, we want everybody to have fun. And in that context, let's have Gail take her first turn here. We got a lot of targets here around you.
So, who are you attacking, Gale?
Oh,
Okay.
Nyx could definitely do that. Yeah. And Gale has pinged the captain.
Well, he's no longer in melee, so it's not, any kind of cover.
Very true.
Hold on. Little technical difficulty. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. Just want to take this brief opportunity to thank our viewers for being here tonight. Looks like we've had a pretty good stream here. We hope you've all enjoyed watching it as much as we've enjoyed playing here tonight. We are coming up on the end of our first play with viewers tonight, and it's always fun to end a game in mid-combat, because I find that it kind of provides some of the best cliffhangers coming into the next week, because everybody's just like, oh man, if I had only done this differently, my character wouldn't be in this spot. And people spend all week looking over their abilities and trying to determine what their next move is going to be the next week in combat. It's a lot of fun and a lot of anticipation. So we're going to have a few more initiative ticks here. Looks like Gale and then Jason and then Justin will close out the session tonight. Just for right now, though, Gale is brand new to 5th edition, and Roll20 for that fact. And pretty much this whole experience, I think even Discord. So we're just being patient. Donna's showing her the ropes and showing her how to activate her character sheet, what abilities she has. And we're going to see just how much of the assassin torch she has carried over these years.
Okay, so I didn't really shoot that many times.
Oh! That is correct, I see. So we just had a couple spam shots right there. Alright, and who was the target? Was it the captain? Gotcha. So the captain on that will go with our first attack roll there, which is going to be another near miss with the short bow, and then a few other threatening arrow shots after that of course are just facetious. Did you want to take any movement after that? These guys are pretty close and could easily close into melee with you if they so chose to do so there, Gale.
I can do that after I shoot?
Absolutely. You can even do it in around your attack. So you can take like 2 squares, take a shot, and then take 4 more squares of movement. Assuming your movement is 30. If your movement is 25, of course, we're talking 5 squares total, but the same application applies. There you go, a little cover behind the fighter.
At least as a fellow, halfling-like creature, she can take cover behind the halfling. It's not like a Goliath is trying to hide behind it.
Here, halfling, protect my weak ACL.
Yeah, but you're a barbarian halfling. You're much bigger than her.
I'm really not that big. I'm very tight, very lean.
He's very tight.
I think just about the Cobalt and the two halflings are the smallest ones on the team.
I love how tiny that the Cobalt is compared to the halfling as well. It's just funny because you can tell they come from different token sets when things like that happen. It's even better when you get like a human fighter from some of the earliest Roll20 token sets, and then a halfling from one of the newer ones, and the human fighter ends up being like this big compared to the halfling that's like this big.
That's great.
It's awesome.
Or they come in two parts.
Oh, for sure, yeah, like in the Star Wars where we had to have James with his detachable chiss head. All right, so Jason, your turn is up here. Your first turn with Mr. Jack Diamond.
Okay, so Jack takes a couple of steps to the right. And he opens his duster with flair, draws his pistol with a twirl, and fires his weapon.
Bam! Oh! Natural 20.
And with that, he fired at, obviously, the captain. And he takes a couple more steps back.
Okay. And Captain takes that one right in the chest, which rocks him up against the back of the log here. Actually kind of pushes him 5 feet there as he just... Oh! The hell was that? I don't have one of those! And Justin, to end off our session tonight, what you got, brother?
All right, so I've been glaring at these brigands this whole time as they've been running up with apparently a lot more speed than I have, and cutting down my new companions. I look a little surprised when Jack fires his gun. I'm like, what the hell is that? But I look really angry at the fact that two of my new companions are bleeding on the ground. I yell, if you've got a means to pick them up, but I'm putting these bastards down! I will take my bonus action to rage, and I will charge one of these guys.
Blood, death, and vengeance!
I have so corrupted you guys with that movie.
Sounds like there's a movie I'll have to catch up on so I can see it.
Oh, it's called The Gamers. It is fantastic.
And look at that. She rolls a 1.
Oh, no! Oh, thank goodness.
Am I re-rolling or just using the advantage roll?
Re-roll it. Woo! And the magical flail caves this guy's head in, and he is dead before he hits the ground, a mere few inches away from where Lehane is still clinging to consciousness, but very quickly about to lose it here on his next initiative tick, which we will more than likely pick up next Wednesday when we continue our Play with Viewers. How'd you guys enjoy it tonight?
I enjoyed it quite a lot.
It was awesome. That's what you get for knocking me down.
Oh, this was an outstanding game this time. Yeah, it moved a little slow, but we're all still learning, and that's okay. But yes, everything went as it should, and I had a blast.
Yes, the low hit point people have learned that it is dangerous at first level, have low hit points. And it is a problem when the fighter of the group goes last.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a problem when I'm the lowest HP first.
You just happen to be too close, and if you get to it back here. If you backed up a little more, you may have been a little bit safer.
For sure, and that all just comes with learning the battle grid and how to manipulate all that stuff and putting as many... You don't have to be faster than them, you just have to be faster than the people between you and them.
Yeah, it's like you saw how I moved, attacked, and then finished my movement, and I took advantage of what I'm doing, and I know I'm not a line fighter. I can fight a little bit, but I have other abilities, and I moved back to keep my distance from them. Now, they could close it pretty rapidly, but I would still... That may save me that one hit point or that one round I need to do what I need to do to save my character's life.
It will be interesting next week to see if we have the exact same lineup or if we have a mixed bag of some of the same and some new players. That is the beauty of this style of play, is it may not always be the same group each week. We might have the same group for an adventure, say 3-4 weeks, and then we have a different group for a few weeks after that. It's all kind of chaotic. I don't know who's going to show up from week to week, aside from Justin, Dawn, and Jason. And even that's, real life first. Sometimes they're going to miss a session. But again, that's the beauty of this style of play, is next week we could feasibly have 6 entirely new characters dropped into this situation here. These 6 characters pulled out of it. And how do I explain that in game and then get these characters ready to go to pick up somebody else's combat? So it's definitely a challenge as a GM, but I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I hope you guys are as well.
I will make sure I am here.
This is quite enjoyable.
Certainly appreciate the triple subscriptions there from CJ Valtheris and Evil Dawn, and extra special shout out for Raven for the gifted 3 subs last game session there as well. So it's very cool to have those momentum boosters. They definitely keep your energy up and ready to go for another stream for next week. And next week will be a big one because it is the final week of Roleplaying Unlimited in 2021. This was our first year of streaming. We actually started, coincidentally enough, on 4/20/2021. That was not planned. I actually wanted to start weeks before that, but it just took me forever to figure out how to frickin' do this. But this will be our last stream of 2021, so I hope to make it a big one with both Baldur's Gate and with our Play with Viewers, and rock in 2022 with a bang. And between now and then, I hope you guys all have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and just enjoy yourselves, enjoy your families, enjoy your time together. And say your farewells. Anybody that has good nights to say.
All right, good night, everybody, and thank you for joining us. And I had a great time, and I'm looking forward to helping out some more.
Have a great night, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Have a good one, everyone.
Good
Heading to bed.
I am
I feel like-
Tragically HP. Thank you all very much. Are you with us?
Yeah, I feel like if the current roster stands, I'm going to be taking a lot of hits for people.
Indeed.